I have tested literally hundreds of AI tools over the last year, and let me tell you, most of them are completely useless for your business. But these 7 actually change your business, not to mention make your life a whole lot easier. Stick with me until the end, because today I'm going to show you the exact 7 tools I use to run my business. From content to building things with AI, never thought I'd be doing that, strategy, sales, all of it. And more importantly, how they connect to a system that actually works without me babysitting them and having to tie a bunch of pieces together. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so this first tool, this has been, when I say a game changer, I hate to say that because it's an AI term, but this tool has made the biggest difference in everything. It has literally changed all of my workflow for me. That first tool is Wispr Flow. Wispr Flow is dictation with AI. I use it everywhere, whether I'm writing or planning or strategizing. And what's great, it doesn't take your jumbled language. So when you're talking and you're dictating, most of us talk a lot faster than we write, but that doesn't mean it comes out cohesive. Wispr Flow changes that. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you, let me just open a quick notepad. So what you're looking at, this is Wispr Flow. This is a little dashboard. You can see that I have dictated over 861,000 words in the last year, and give or take, 122 words a minute, depends on the time of day. But let me just show you this in action. All right, so I've just got a little text doc here. You can see this little pill button down here. You can use function keys too. So I'm just gonna click that. This is an in-person live demo of Wispr Flow in action. I'm just showing how this works. That's it, you guys. And so you can literally use this anywhere on your computer. So Wispr Flow is really what I use to kind of get things out of my head. So now that I've gotten things out of my head, where do I go next? Well, enter Claude. There are multiple LLMs. Claude is my go-to, and that is large language model. So I use Claude writing for some workflows, you'll see. And what makes this different is that Claude has what's called projects, skills, and then co-work. Co-work is new. So again, you can come in here, there's all these options here, but here's where things get really exciting. So projects, I have a project for multiple things, right? This is my brand. This is where I come in and I do writing and planning. Like I said, I iterate with the AI, and of course I dictate. But what's great is that I've already pre-fed the projects, one with a ton of my own content you can see here, but also I'm going to give you a little quick sneak peek here at skills. So skills are basically a set of instructions that you give to the AI that it follows, right? So you give it to Claude. So I have audience profiles, I've got my voice, I've got visual in the sense that it follows my visuals, which we're going to get into that in a minute. But so it knows when I'm looking for a prompt for a visual image for an article or anything else I'm doing, that it follows a certain set of instructions. I don't need to give this context every time I do it. So that is what makes Claude incredible. The skills, it knows to read it and work with them. Then let's come back to projects. So you can work in here. You don't have to create a project. The other thing, and this is new, and so let's do what you're looking at. This is the desktop app of Claude. And so same thing, right? But what I wanted to show you, co-work. Co-work is new, and co-work acts like an autonomous agent on your computer. It can do a bunch of stuff for you. You can see here where I have organized and cleaned my downloads folder, connector values, but so you can come in, it can read your calendar, it can go through and look for all your subscriptions. I had it run through my email, look for all the subscriptions, look at which ones I want to keep, which ones I want to cancel. So Claude handles the thinking side of my business. Now, where do I go to plan specific SEO content, builds, and gems? I'm going to show you. So this is Gemini. Gemini is Google's large language model, but it's got a whole other set of functionality that the other ones don't. So what I use Gemini for is I use it for a lot of SEO content. You can see you can do a regular chat. What I want to show you that I do is I plan some of the builds I'm doing. So I come in to Gemini when I'm planning a new project or a new website. And so this is completely designed. It's not a mock-up, it's actually coded. So I talk using Wispr Flow, of course, and I come in here, we talk through the design. I can then take the code. I can say, give me a prompt if I want to take this project and go build it elsewhere. So I do a lot of building here. I do a lot of my SEO content and SEO optimization. Google, Gemini, kind of makes sense. And the other thing that makes Gemini so fantastic are custom gems. So kind of like where I was sharing skills with Claude, let's click on gems for here. So you can create, it's another set of custom instructions you're going to do here. So I have a digital character. And so let me just show you. So you come in, you create a gem. I've named the gem. I use a Pixar style 3D character. And so here are all the specific instructions, what to follow. And that's what I use for my images, which we'll get into shortly. But custom gems can be created for any task. So you'll look and you'll see that I've got custom notes, a headline writer, YouTube repurposing, blog post image generator. You can do a lot with custom gems. All right, so now that I've got things planned out, right? So I've got my build, I've done the thinking, I've done the dictating, I've gotten it out of my head. Now I want to go and implement. And that's where this blew me away. And now it's time to build. So this is Cursor. This is what I'm calling my second brain. Cursor is what's called an IDE, but you don't even need to know that. I'm not a coder, I'm not a developer. And let me tell you, the first time I looked at this, I thought my head was going to blow up, but I'm going to give you a really simple way to think of this. Everything over here on the left are files. That's it. Here's your editor. This is the output. This is Claude Code. This is where I chat with Claude Code to build things. And then over here on the far right is where I can chat with Claude, or I can chat with any of the other models. This is where I do all of my building and planning. And again, you do not need to be a developer or coder, but this has changed everything for me. All right, now we're gonna get out of the code set. And the next thing you wanna think about is, all right, now I've built something, how do I make things look good? That is Nano Banana. So I showed you, right? I've got my digital character here. So if we come into Gemini, you can create an image. It automatically sets this. So you can click on any of these. What I wanna do though, is remember I created that custom gem for my Pixar character. So I'm gonna just show you some of my characters. This is an image, and so these are my brand colors. And you'll see she's pretty consistent across the board here, right? And so these were all specific prompts calling on that character. You can also create infographics, and this is what I did with Gemini, but you can see that I kept the same style, the same character across the board. And so this is Nano Banana. It was a code name for Gemini's image generator. That's all you need to know, but it produces amazing images in minutes. All right, now that we have created our images, we want to go deep. That's where Google NotebookLM comes into play. Google NotebookLM is unique in that you can create specific projects. There's a ton of amazing output you can do there. However, let's click into this Google AI workspace. I've already got that open for you. All of the content on the left-hand side, that is the only material that NotebookLM is going to resource. So it's called grounding, and it's just going to draw from that. It's not going to go out to the web. It's not going to do any of that. But here's what's so great. So you can do research, you can do ideation, you could plan, you can write in here, all of those things. But this is what makes NotebookLM pretty fun. Or on the right-hand side, you see the studio. You can create an audio overview of any of your sources, video, a mind map reports. You can see it. Here's an example. I created an infographic, this solopreneur evolution with AI, and this is the same style. It's my colors. Of course, I would have to tell it to generate a female, but this is an infographic based on what I've uploaded and my style. All right, so again, you can see there's a nice little Google ecosystem happening here. This last tool is new to me. It's called Granola.ai. I had a lot of calls, and instead of wasting my time on a call trying to take notes or going back and having to go through a transcript, Granola AI will automatically record anytime you hop on a call. It doesn't matter if it's Zoom or Google Meet. I was on a WhatsApp call, it popped up, and look at what Granola will do for you. So it comes up, and let's just pull this up. It records the whole call, it summarizes everything, and it breaks it down into notes and action items. You can tweak it. I'm on the free plan. Granola AI is amazing. If you want to do more with it, there is a paid plan, but I'm telling you, this is incredible. Granola AI has made all of my calls that much easier. Okay, so here's the whole workflow. Wispr Flow gets ideas out of my head. Claude is where I write, I think, I plan, I ideate, and of course, now I have an agent that runs on my desktop. Gemini helps me design the mockups. It helps me with SEO, and of course, I build my custom gems. Cursor and Claude Code is then where I take what I've done in Gemini and I go build and I implement. Nano Banana makes everything look cohesive and like a nice polished brand. NotebookLM is where I go deeper. And of course, we've got all the fun add-ons that the studio will produce for you within NotebookLM. And lastly, we've got Granola, which records my calls, puts everything into a nice cohesive summary, notes, action items, anything I need so that I can stay present on those calls. 7 tools, 1 workflow. And the story here really isn't about the tools. It's about the fact that as an entrepreneur who, by the way, remember, I am not a coder, I am not a developer, I'm able to build real business assets, serve my clients, create the content, build my brand, everything I need to do that would previously require a team of people and cost lots of money. That's what I mean when I say this is the opportunity of a lifetime. It's not about being more productive. It's about building things that work for you. If you want me to go deep on any of these tools individually, just let me know in the comments. I could talk about them for hours, and I probably will, or I'll give specific use cases. And if this was helpful, subscribe, because this is what I do. I love to practice in public, and I love sharing the real processes behind the scenes of what I'm building and what I'm creating. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.